would like the what do you call it? The AI to do all those things for us so that we can chill. I mean, but what do you think about all that? That's why we need to take while we wait for Solari to join in, wherever you might be. But stay tuned, don't you go away. It is Star Radio Music.
We'll go link and say good morning and welcome. I don't know that means we keep doing my broadcast. So I'm going to pause that for now. So, because of copyright. So I'm trying to avoid all this for the YouTube. Okay, what's going on? Star Radio UK. Okay, morning. Today is the 3rd November 2023. Okay, we're back up, so this is now the Star Radio. There's going to be some noise at the background. There's a lot of upgrade going on in the studio, so there might be some kind of noise. So my daddy laying, so there's nothing we can do. Our manager Ben. So there's going to be some noise at the background. So I still have to get my other phone. Okay, we need to start the Twitter space as well quickly, so that we can have ourselves ready. So we just have to manage. Let's see where we Star Radio. La 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 la. Let's go to that. I can monitor my. Yeah, we're good to go, sir. No meeting coming by. We did your breakfast, Laura. Alright, I'm gonna start the Twitter space. Important because the battery start missing, battery join studio. Mo kí wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé akọ́lá Jímọ̀ ṣọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ láyé àníṣílẹ̀ láṣẹ mọ́. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe nílé, kí gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wa káàkiri ibi tó lókàlùkù wá wà tàti ń ṣe ọlá. Star Radio UK Morning Show Nigeria News Nani News Update. So let's start the Twitter space. Quick media. So in the 3rd of November. So in another few months now. Not everywhere in the world agree with this calendar date. And China will follow it. So the Chinese people are not following this calendar date. So the Chinese has a different new year. So I ní kí ló ṣe white comedian àti Ṣeun Kuti. Wọ́n kọ́ àwọn méjèèjì ń gbàsí fúnra wọn lórí TikTok. Wọ́n ń gbàsí gidi fúnra wọn, no be joke. All right, let me be sure. Okay, so we start. Let's start I think I can start. I don't think I'm going to need anything audio. So I can share Twitter lórí eléyìí. I can go live lórí Twitter. I'll go live. Kí ló ṣe àwọn méjèèjì tó ń bára wọn pò rẹpẹtẹ báyìí? Àwọn yẹ̀yẹ́ celebrity ní Nàìjíríà. All these yẹ̀yẹ́ celebrity. Yẹ̀yẹ́ celebrity. Yẹ̀yẹ́ celebrity. Go live. Yeah. Mo kí wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé okay, ẹ ṣé gan Mr. Temitope. How's everything? I'm happy to join you from UK. Wow, apá abúlé wà ní UK. Ṣé inú London lẹ wà bí outside London? You're welcome, sir. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate. Enjoy weather. It's been raining yesterday. It's been raining today. You know, it's been raining back to back. So it's been raining heavily. Don't say me, no be joke. Dagenham, àdúgbò àwọn alágbára lẹ́wà yẹn. Àwọn tèmi, ó ti pẹ́ tí mo ti wá sí area yẹn. Dagenham. Nígbà tí mo máa ń ṣe delivery kan lérí àyẹn, nígbà tí mo ṣe ń drive. Ó ní delivery kan tí mo máa ń ṣe níbẹ̀. Ó láwọn stores kan tí a máa ń deliver ọjà fún nígbà yẹn. So, alright, jẹ́ kí n pe Yatch 5 minutes past. Tí bá ti ṣe tán mo ní láti sáré lọ wá nǹkan jẹ ni. Ó lè gbọ́n kan tó ní business níbẹ̀ yẹn tó máa ń ṣe bread àtẹ̀wà. Mo máa ń bá wọn deliver níbẹ̀ yẹn. Mo ní láti get nígbà tí mo ṣe ní van mi ni. Gbogbo ilẹ̀ àwọn máa pàdé mi lórí títì tí bá ń drive káàkiri. Alright, jẹ́ ká lọ sórí studio. I can't hear you, Mr. Koiki. You can't hear me, Ke. Mo ń bọ̀ o. Ṣé gbogbo èèyàn ló gbọ́ mi lórí Facebook? I can't hear you, Mr. Koiki, but the video is paused. Kí la nípa ẹ̀gbọ́n mi? Ṣọ́díò mi ò jáde ni. Can somebody confirm that, please? Kan láti wọnú studio nísìn pẹ̀lú Starr Radio mo ilé check mọ́. Ta ló tún wà níbẹ̀ again? Silver Bad Buns, can you hear me at all? Because somebody says I can't hear you, so I don't know what they mean by they can't hear me. Ṣé ń gbọ́ mi àbẹ́ gbọ́ mi, Mr. Adébọ̀wálé? I can. I can. Yes or no? Can you hear me? Yes. Ẹ gbọ́ mi no. Orí Facebook ni o. Ó lè jẹ́ network ní Nàìjíríà. Kò lè jẹ́ látọ̀dọ̀ mi. All right, let's go straight to the studio. I hear about the video. Kí ló ṣe video mi? If not, I'll join another platform. It's too late now. I can't do anything now. I'm not doing it. Let's share video with the pause. 1 minute. I think there's another device blocking it. I think I know that's why. Let's have this now. Okay, I know why. There's something blocking it. Let's test this. And let's refresh.
On Sunday, the 12th of November, 2023, 11 a.m. with Thanksgiving
Connected stream software. We're not streaming on the software. Let me end it and start it again. I don't know what's going on. What's going on there? Not the name. The laptop that is stream. Okay, man, low VCAM, low integrated camera. That's probably why they're having problem. Quickie media.
Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I'm bringing the time now to 8 minutes by the top of the hour. And it's time for us to bring you all the update that's making the rounds from Nigeria this morning. And let me see whether Yomi can hear me. Yomi, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Good morning.
Good. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. I can see you and I can hear you as well. How are you doing? And how is the family as well?
Well, apart from the rain in the last 48 hours, the family is doing very well. We had to get the Welly boat out yesterday. There's no excuse for education in UK because if the children doesn't attend school, if the school hasn't confirmed no school, then you might be getting a phone call just before 9 a.m. to confirm why your daughter or your son is not in the school premises. So apart from that, we're doing very well, but it's good to have that weekend. Looking at the window, it's a little more drier, much better. But I was with my mom just about 72 hours as well. And looking at some of the news from the up north, the businesses that have been affected badly, with the weather, it shows that we can't do anything with the weather, but we can only just pray that the weather continue to favor humanity.
Yes, listeners, that's some of the things that are happening here. And Yomi is doing well, and I'm doing well as well, by the grace of God. So we are all doing well. And we thank God, well, maybe you're also doing well, aren't you? Well, we say on this platform, Nigeria has not happened to you, may it not happen to you as well. But interesting, well, there are a lot of issues going on. Mr. Abadesi and I are so upset about some of them. But let's move on because of our time. Let's reallocate 5 billion. Yeah, but Navy clears Tinubu. Can you throw a bit of light on that? So I was like, well, I think what a presidential yacht or what exactly is it? No.
Well, it's been a marathon of back-to-back between the presidency and likewise the Senate or the House. And the reason for that is there was a 5 billion that was meant to be used to buy or purchase Yatch. But it seems that Nigerians have now become checking and cross-checking everything, especially after the election has been concluded. It's now time to face the governance of the nation. The country is going in through a lot, security-wise and other areas as well. But what we can say is that reps have now decided after the cry out of Nigerians that rather than use the 5 billion that has been included, to purchase a yacht, that has now been added to the student loan, which has then make it to 10 billion naira. According to the Senate that okays a 17.5 billion yacht air fleet, reps have approved what we call 546 billion defense budget. Defense of a country is very, very expensive. It is not something that any country takes lightly. You just have to look at what China is spending when it comes to the defense, what the America are spending and countries around the world. Whether Nigeria has that or not, the question is the government needs to spend to protect Nigerians against all kind of atrocity, especially with the criminal terrorists that are operating in Nigeria. So the National Assembly yesterday did approve a new 2.18 trillion 2023 supplementary appropriation bill that was forwarded by President Bola Tinubu. Out of that is where the 5 billion was allocated for the yacht. The presidency says that the yacht is needed by the Navy, and Nigerians started asking questions. How do the Navy going to need a yacht? Because what we understand by yacht is a kind of an exclusive, paid by billionaires in around the world, to move from point A to B. Maybe some say maybe the president's son wanted to be using that, to move around. Because why? The president himself says, I do not need my son to be sneaking in during the Federal Executive Council. For the benefit of those that are in UK, imagine Rishi Sunak's children sneaking in while they are having the cabinet meeting.
Well, this one, it's only happening in Africa, But again, what? So, has the previous president, had a yacht at all? Have they been riding in a yacht? Is there a presidential yacht?
We don't have one. Maybe that was why they were thinking of having one, but it seems that backfires, just as a lot of things has been backfiring since the president came on board. But like you said, the Senate approved the $5 billion for the presidential yacht in that budget, but the House of Representatives, after the cry out, decided to cancel that allocation, added it to the student loan, and increasing the budget to $10 billion. My concern is, I hope that $10 billion doesn't get swallowed by snake, monkey, the shadow.
Well, things do happen, doesn't they? Don't they? So, well, we'll be following it very, very closely. But listeners, Starr Radio, take me so long again. I'm not in the studios. I'm actually here in the South Studios. And let me say it once again. I sincerely apologize for the noise in the background. There's a bit of a noise in the background. The technical team, Mr. Francis, guy is trying to work on it for us. So please just bear with us while he continues to do so. But let's move on because we are pressed with time. Today, as we did say that we are, we didn't want to go to the weekend without having a chat with you. I'm in Abuja as FCT governor, but interested in Rivers political practice. Wike is saying. Now, Wike, we know his stance was with the PDP because he didn't get a chance to become the running mate of Atiku. He decided to go cross carpet. He has been given the position as a minister for the federal FCT. So why is he trying to involve himself in issues going on in the River State? Yeah.
Well, Wike is not new to the politics. I mean, I read through a bit of his background, and he started as a councillor. You might say that he has probably maybe paid, the price, in the politics of Nigeria today, from councillor to so many positions, eventually becoming the governor 2 times, And River State is just like Lagos State. River has a lot of money. And that means that whoever becomes the governor, you are going to be controlling a huge amount of resources that will be coming through as well. And for the benefit of those that doesn't know, Wike is the one with the hat there on your left-hand side. And the new governor is the one on the right. This week, we've not been on air for a few days. And that literally means that we've lost, some of the conversation that took place. The House of Reps in River State was burned, part of it. And the reason for that is, it seems that the loyalists to Wike were ready to impeach the new governor. I mean, you might be wondering the kind of politics that plays in Africa, especially in Nigeria. But Wike is now saying that I am in Abuja under this new administration. Even though I am a PDP, I am still PDP. I am still PDP. He talks like that. It looks like when you in Africa, when you chop too much money, the kind of way you speak. I mean, that's probably the way he speaks. Anyway, we can't make on that. But the most important thing is to say, look, I am a Abuja FCT governor, but I'm still interested in the River State political structure. I was a governor for 8 years. I am now a minister in the FCT, and some will say that I am asking for 25%. That is madness. I am not interested in the governance of River State. This is coming between Wike and the new governor. But Wike stated this when a delegation of the River Caucus in the 10th National Assembly comprising 3 senators, 11 members of the House of Representatives visited him in Abuja. There has always been crisis between Wike and even Amechi, but the crisis that is currently where the River Parliament wants to impeach Governor Similaye Fubara turned into what we call a very, very, scanty of fight between, those in support of Wike and those in support of the new governor. But it seems that the former governor warned that if anybody dares to bring him down, the person will face the crisis he wants in his life. You can tell that that is a threat. Perform or don't perform, but don't touch our political structure. Just like Tinubu never wanted anyone to trust the political structure he laid in Lagos State. For 8 years, he was a governor, but after 8 years, Tinubu, that is now the president, never left Lagos State. And many people will say it seems that Lagos State is just in the pocket of the president right now.
Is it in the pocket of the president right now? Somebody say yes, because they have control some way, somehow over it. Though Wike is not there, he still seems to be wielding so much power over the River State. But do you think it's the right thing to be done? Listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's move on to one other story. Now we'll have Emefiele. I don't know whether he's been given bail. He's been bailed. I'm not sure about that. But now with a new governor, he's also, because people are now trooping to the banks trying to withdraw their cash. And the central bank governor has come out to say there's no panic, there's a lot of money in the bank, but people don't mind. They are still going on. Yomi, tell us more about that.
Well, money is needed. The naira is dancing kokoma this morning because £1 goes to 1,400 this morning. And the dollar also goes to almost $1 to literally about almost $1,000. So you can tell that Nigerians are feeling the pinch. Even the diaspora that might think that they have the extra. You might also realize that inflation is on the ground as well. So looking at the Nigerians, I know that the new CBN of Nigeria, they're trying to bring out some new changes, which is coming up into effect, in the next few days. But like you said, the naira, according to the CBN says, naira gains as the CBN pays back 6.7 billion forex backlog. That is a huge amount of money. We need to keep paying those money so that the country can stabilize, for those that think that the country can still. The CBN now moves to restore investors' confidence as they began to clearance of the forex forward backlog. But the question that you asked is, do we have enough naira? Emefiele told us that, changing the money, the color money that was brought out. I can't see the color money anymore, but it seems that, that was done according to Emefiele so that, politicians will not use this, the money that they've kept in their houses and in their warehouse, to bribe Nigerians. But the current CBN governor, Cardoso, says we have enough naira and we have enough. So there's no need for you to panic. As we speak right now, the Central Bank of Nigeria said yesterday that it has enough naira to meet the cash that is need of the banking public, according to the Apex Bank, was reacting to allegation of scarcity of cash at the deposit money banks DMB and the automated teller machine ATM. This statement was put out by the Director of Corporate Communication, Dr. Isa Abdulmumini, in Abuja yesterday, the capital city. The CBN attributed the situation to panic withdrawals by banks, customers, and large withdrawals by some banks from the CBN branches. The statement read, the attention of the Central Bank of Nigeria has been drawn to report of alleged scarcity of cash at the bank, automated teller machines, point of sale, and among bureau de change in some major cities across the country. Our findings reveal that it seemed cash scarcity in some location is due to largely to higher volume withdrawal by the CBN branches, and it's nothing for Nigerians to be panicked about.
Okay, if there's nothing for Nigerians to panic about, let's see how will the people react to it. Listen, let's start ready to. But Emefiele, how far has it gone, and where is he? Is he still under the incarceration of the DSS?
Well, Emefiele, we had people came out yesterday, I believe, protesting that Emefiele needs to be released, because the court had given him a bail. But it seems the lawless DSS, as we know them, they are not ready to accept that. Well, the question is, are we back into the military regime? Many Nigerians disagree that we are not. We are in a democratic government, and that means that the rule of law must be respected. If Emefiele has committed a crime, it must be taken to the court, and the court must be respected. The court, as of 2 hours ago, ordered the EFCC. The DSS released him, and the EFCC picked him up again. So it seems that the two security agencies are hand in hand. And as I say, Nigeria is just like another banana country that doesn't respect rule of law. And if you're expecting an investor that wants to come and put in their billions of dollars into a country like this, then they'll be looking into your laws. They'll be looking at so many areas that expect, the country to respect the rule of law. Court order EFCC to release or produce the former CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele. According to the Federal Capital Territory High Court sitting in Maitama, has now ordered the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to unconditionally release Godwin Emefiele, the former governor of the CBN, or produce him in court on Monday on the 6th by 1 p.m. Well, let's wait and see whether Emefiele will be produced, and let's wait and see whether Emefiele will get that freedom, at least bail condition. You might be wondering why some of us that live in diaspora are very concerned, because if the rule of law is not there, the question is, how can we continue to say we want to keep a country like that? Let me take you back to the 2nd of October last month, October. 70,000 pounds was put down by Alison Madueke Designy for allegation against a crime that the NCA, the National Crime Agency in UK, says she has some cases to answer. She was able to put the bill out, and she was given a bail condition. She's a flight risk, so Alison will not be able to travel out of the country, but she will also be on electronic tag. Maybe Emefiele should have been on electronic tag or house arrest, but the question is, the case of Alison Madueke, even as it might some of us want it to happen now, the Southern Crown Court says the case has now been adjourned till 2025. If Nigeria is a country that works, as we have been told, Emefiele must be given that condition if the court says, and then a court case by the prosecutor should go ahead on him. But like we say, Nigeria is just a banana country.
Well, listen, as it is already, okay, 11:25 at the time, Mr. Olabiko in our North London studios. I'm actually here in the South studios, and bringing updates from Nigeria. And we sincerely apologize for the noise in the background. As I did say, the Tinkara team are working on it, so please bear with us. Thank you very, very much for your patronage. All right, then. Now, tell me, interestingly, you did talk about the fact that the census, the 2023 census, they are calling that it's going to be taking place. But the question is, why hasn't it taken place so far? And if you're going to count people, it's easy to count people. So what is it all about, Yomi?
Well, it's good that, the former President Muhammadu Buhari did not get along with the censor, because that would have been another crime against humanity. And you might be asking why. He wanted to push ahead with the censor until some of us started calling out that, censor should have been done before the election. You don't do the censor just after the election. It seems that they were trying to manipulate the numbers, just as the British Empire, as at the time, decided to give the northern part of Nigeria the numbers that is now used, to portray Nigeria as the north has the number against the south part of the country today. But it seems also that as we speak, stakes are now very high. We are ready to conduct the 2023 census. This is coming out from the National Population Commission. Most things are in place, right from the personal digital assistant, procure our all well secure in our various Central Bank of Nigeria offices nationwide. The National Population Commission has told the nation's political leaders that they are high risk if Nigeria fails to conduct the postponed 2023 national census, citing bugging, demographics, economy, political, health implication, including the also insecurity. That is one of the biggest problems. As we speak today, we do not know who is who in Nigeria. In as much as we have a lot of data that have been captured, the question is, can the MPC chair of NASA, Kara, assure the commission that 200 billion on the items is in readiness for the national census and the materials will be available for scrutiny? I hope it's not going to end up being like the INEC situation.
Will it or wouldn't it? Well, they said that everything was going to be fine, very good election, and what do we see? Okay, then, Bishop Adesina says, by next year, February 2024, $1 will hit 1,500 naira. Even if closely managed, you cannot be paying debt and also be borrowing from other side as well, of course. Now, such a situation is just changing its liabilities he still them robbing Peter to pay for. You've not done anything. That's what he wants to talk about there. But listen, it's first already okay. But interestingly, before I let you just continue with all the others, Mr. Medicina did say something that is happening in the north. That the Global Association of the Northern Nigerians are threatening to stop food trade supply to the southern Nigeria. How true is that? And again, they are saying that the Yoruba people should leave the north, but I thought it's part of Nigeria, right?
Well, the issue, came up just about a few days ago when the Northern Consensus are saying that, Chief Sunday Igboho cannot continue to give threats to the Fulanese terrorists. They didn't mention that, but, we have to mention that these are Fulani terrorists that are committing crimes against many Nigerians back home. They've given the president, to intervene, especially some of what took place between NSAS when some of their people were killed, for compensation. They're also saying to Afenifere to warn Dr. Chief Sunday Igboho, for telling those Fulani criminals to leave the southwest of Nigeria because they are all Nigerians. They are also saying that after 4 weeks, they will stop producing or bringing any foodstuff into the southwest of Nigeria.
Well, if somebody is saying that, look, we are all living in the same place. I've not said don't come to my house. I said come to my house, but when you come to my house, you have to behave in the proper way. I don't have any problem with that. But you can't destroy my things. You can't chucking my food away. You can't beating my children. You can't killing my wife. What do you expect me to do? But I leave it to every one of you listening.
And let me just give some of the, the wrap-ups of this week. I know we're end of the week. Between Monday to Tuesday, under 48 hours, 40 lives were lost by the Fulani terrorists Boko Haram in Yobe State. This week alone, we have lost nothing less than 100 Nigerians to the crime against the terrorists Boko Haram and the ISWAP. We expect, the vice president is in America talking about the food security. And the question is, looking at some of the data as well. Benue State, I looked at Benue State, this morning. And again, just less than few days back, 16 Christians were slain in an attack in Benue State. 6 were killed. So many were slaughtered. The Amnesty International, just about June, says that about 120 people have been killed since the President Bola Tinubu inauguration. Again, in July, terrorists killed 24 villagers in a later. So you can see that, the crime continue in as much as in Abia State, in a particular local market where the cows are being sold. 40 heads of human beings were found in that market.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. We'll go back to Yomi for you to bring us all the other stories that is making the rounds. Over to you, Yomi.
Well, it's coming up to 11:32 a.m. local time in London, just as it is 1 hour ahead for those that are watching or listening to us in Nigeria because of the time change on the 29th of October here in UK. Well, business, federal government commit to ease of doing business for investors. Also, the federal government organized a labor meet, agrees on dialogue on some of the issues. Also, as one of the headline, immigration have arrested 5 illegal migrants headed for Libya in Kano. The question again is, so much of the porous border continue to be used in the northern part of the country and sometimes in the southwest, where criminals are using that for different crimes and atrocity. The Nigerian Immigration Service Kano Command has intercepted 5 illegal immigrants in the state. The migrant smuggling suspects were nabbed along the Dawunwa market while on their way to Libya. Operatives of the Nigerian Immigration Service Kano, while on patrol around 1600 hours, intercepted the 5 suspects embarking on illegal migration. The suspects were nabbed along Dawunwa market axis while on their way to Libya by road by Niger Republic. Remember that Niger is now being closed between the two countries, but yet security is still very, very important. Again, on security, Delta communities call for retention of pipeline security contract. Leaders of the communities in OML 30, OML 40, OML 42 in Delta State are now appealing to the federal government to allow pipeline infrastructure to continue to secure pipelines in their areas, which has eliminated vandalism, illegal bunkering, while addressing unemployment, increasing crude oil production. The question is, do we not have this government and the previous government not looking at protecting this important part of what is used to bring revenue to Nigeria? I'm not sure that the Saudis are using their citizens, that are not well trained, to protect all this pipeline. They are well trained and they are also using the latest technology as well. So again, Nasarawa agency distribute farm input to 83 organizations. This happened in the north as against the southwest, where some of the farmers are struggling. And that is why the Northern Consensus Nigeria are saying that we will stop bringing the food, but they are not saying why on the other side in the north, the food is not being destroyed by the same terrorists that are committing crime on the ground as well. Inland Waterways Agency called for more support. Water is very, very important in any country. If you let the waterways to be taken away from you or to be used by different, security, activities from other agencies that are non-Nigerians, then you are likely to be having a big problem. The National Inland Waterways Authority has now appealed again to the federal government to strengthen its commitment to the waterway sector to significantly boost the economy, emphasizing that the potential in the blue economy is enormous if properly announced. This is coming from the managing director of NIWA, George Mogalu, stated this when he hosted members of the House of Representatives on fact-finding visit to the agency. He also disclosed that the road infrastructure is not designed to carry the weight that containers carry because containers are designed to be transported through waters and not by roads. And you can tell that many Nigerians have died, when it comes to, the road network. I was actually following the Lagos State governor yesterday. I think they've opened a particular, if I'm right, a particular project commission yesterday. Yes, Lagos State commission the project, and the Lagos State was very, very adamant that yes, the Yaba flyover, please do not use it for trading. Sanwo-Olu commissioned the Yaba flyover and is warning against trading on the bridge with the Yaba flyover seamless travel from Jibowu to Juelegba, Tejuosho to Muritala Mohammed Way and beyond becomes a reality. More to come with Ikeja along Oyigbo, Mushin flyover. The governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on Lagos State of Lagos State yesterday commissioned the Yaba flyover, saying the project will not ease life for residents. But again, the resident must also admit that using those kind of projects to now start selling their wares and their, protocol or whatever they are selling is something that they should avoid. But we also expect that each of the state governors to provide facility where individuals can make sales from their sales of whatever they are selling. Today, I commissioned the Yaba flyover project. It is part of a vital part of Lagos Red Line Rail project. This modern transportation system is set to transform Lagos, simplify resident lives, save time on the road, and most important, boost the GDP. Sanwo-Olu wrote on his X account after the event. So we're going to be monitoring more of that as well. Let's take you straight to some of the other news, and then we go straight to what is happening on the social media. As we go into the weekend, it is also election fever this month. And that literally means that INEC will need more money. According to the INEC chairman, Yakubu is defending the commission 18 billion naira supplementary budget. Many Nigerians would still like to know how the ones that were used during the 2023 election has been funded, but maybe they are waiting until after the whole election. Kogi State is going into an election. I believe Imo State as well is going into election. And like the government in exile of the Biafran government says, the 9th to the 11th is also a complete total lockdown for those in the southeast part. But INEC has defended the supplementary budget of 18 billion naira at the National Assembly, largely aimed at addressing the issue of staff welfare and allowances as well. 11:38 Star Radio UK. Another headline, President Bola Tinubu appoint Aisha Rimi that has been indicted for defrauding Lagos State of 3 billion naira. Wow. Aisha Rimi, recently appointed as the CEO of the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, NIP, by President Bola Tinubu, has been previously indicted by the Economy and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, over the alleged diversion of Lagos State government funds to the tune of 3 billion. Maybe this time around, she will be doing something different by not diverting less, probably diverting more, since the promotion is going to mean that she will be, having access to much more fund than the one that she was indicted for in Lagos State. The question is, do politicians bring in the right people to work with them, or do they bring the same, criminals or those that are not what to put the country back to what it's meant to be? Well, I'm sure many Nigerians will be asking the question. In 2018, EFCC lawyer Olamide Sadiq disclosed that the anti-graft agency was alerted to the dubious transfer after the National Financial Intelligence Unit traced suspicious heavy inflows in the excess of 3 billion naira from the Lagos State Government Number Plate Production Authority into the account of Rimi and partners at Ekoshina Investment Limited, both of which Ms. Rimi was signatory. She was the sole proprietor of the law firm. Investigation revealed that Aisha Rimi is the major partner in Rimi and Partners, and she's also in control of Ekoshina Investment Limited. A company seemed to have received huge transfer from the Lagos State Government Number Plate Production Authority, Mr. Sadiq said in 2018. At the time, Ms. Rimi husband, Folorunsho Koka, was the managing director of the number plate. You can see why everything is linking. They're getting money from the production of the number plate, which I believe is a plate number for Nigerians that are living in Lagos State. It was believed that the government funds were diverted with his say, so thereby making him the prime suspect in the matter. Ms. Rimi have been considered an accomplice in perpetrating the fraud. Our two companies were listed as second and third respondent in the suit filed by the EFCC. The probe in 2018 prompted Muhammad Idris, the judge at the Lagos decision of the Federal High Court, in order that 10 guaranteed trust bank accounts, which belong to Ms. Rimi and her shell companies, be immediately frozen. The question then is, why is this same individual being used by this president, even though if she has been cleared or not? Many Nigerians continue to say it is just paddy government, as Fela Nikolako Kuti will always say. I'm going to go straight to the social media, and I'm going to come back again to you in the studio. As we continue to monitor what is trending on the social media, there's just so much, and I'm sure we will only catch up with the little that we can due to the time constraint this morning. But one thing I can say is that the Yoruba Nation movement continues with so much awareness. Dr. Igboho gave 7 days, and it seems the reaction is already traveling across Nigeria. Fulani terrorists will not be accepted as they continue to create havoc on the territory. America, UK, Canada will never allow terrorists to operate on their ground. DSTV is trending. It's just like having a sky. Not too sure, maybe the price has increased as the gas price continues to increase as well. But let's see what and reason why DSTV is trending this morning. Well, according to Neferati First Leadership, a supporter of obedient movement. Dear customer, please note the following price adjustment effective from Monday, 6th of November. Your premium bucket subscription fee will now be 29,500 naira. Well, not everybody can afford that, especially in this very current state. Fee will now be 4,000. I think this is 40,000. This price change applies to obedient only. Well, you can tell that the Nigerians are very good when it comes to a lot of this. I think it's got to do with the price increase. Price increases everywhere, just as we know here in UK as well. But the only problem is many Nigerians are facing difficulties as poverty continues around the country. And on that note, I'm going to come back again to you in the studio, Mr. Archie. But right now, on the X of the Nigerian Army DSS troops avert Boko Haram planned attack on Kano in joint raid operation. joint troops of the Nigerian Army and Department of the State Services have successfully averted an imminent attack on the Kano by insurgents in a dawn raid operation carried out. We hope more of these can be done to protect many Nigerians across the country.
Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. By the time now, 17 minutes to the top of the hour. That's been Mr. Live bringing you all that you need to know. But is there any activities planned for the Yoruba Nation? Especially, I'm looking at the issue or the statement that was made by those from the north. The Northerners saying that if Sunday Igboho should be warned and all those things. Have there been any activities, or what has been the reaction from the Yoruba Nation group as well?
Well, you can tell that Dr. Chief Sunday Igboho is currently in Germany, but one voice and the message travels very fast. The question is, if the federal government, if the state government are doing what is needed to be done to protect citizens in Nigeria, in the southwest, the southeast, the north, then Chief Sunday Igboho would not have any reason, to give those kind of warning. But since they are not doing anything much, he has raised his voice, and his voice has now also been accepted by millions of the Yoruba people. The question then is the reaction. Many Yoruba says that if the northern don't want to bring the food, they might as well keep the food, because most of the food that are sold, I have a video. We can't share that video online. We cannot show anyone. But if you want to see it personally, if you're my status, we have these individuals that are sleeping with cow.
Wow.
So the question then is, using food as what they've said means that they are planning, or they are already in the plan to use that as a warfare game. Just like we can see that food is being used between Russia and Ukraine, where the wheat is not being allowed to move out of Ukraine.
Well, when it comes to that, we have the Benin borders, then we have, goods that are brought from other parts of Africa. So I don't think that should be any issue. You look at the South, and my apologies, the resources that come from the South, if they want to be importing food, they are able to do so. Wouldn't it be?
Well, you're quite right. I'm sure the Yorubas and the people in the Southwest says we have enough land, but the problem is this land have not been allowed to nourish due to the activities of terrorism on those land. And the reason is the terrorists do not want farmers to be on the farm.
Well, listeners, let the debate continue. You can post your comments on our page, and as I tell you, when we have it, we'll read them out. But thank you very much to every one of you who have joined us today. My sincere apologies for the noise in the background to be sorted out once you're all done, and hopefully, God willing, Monday when we come in, it will be well and smooth there. Let me say thank you very much. But before you go,
well, enjoy the rest of the weekend. Make sure you are security conscious when it comes to Nigeria, as also we'll be monitoring all the activities over the weekend. I'll be back on Monday morning, God willing. But remember that the Starr Radio UK continue over the weekend, and I say a very good afternoon.
Good afternoon to every one of you, and good morning to you here in the UK. Bye-bye for now, Yomi. Catch up later. All right then, listeners, that has been Mr. Live Koike bringing you all the updates from Niger. But as I did say, we're going to be running.
All right, I gotta go now. I'm going to go find something to eat. They've been playing me. I'm not living in Nigeria, so I need to go and find something to eat. I'll come back and we will do the afternoon program, probably in the next 1 hour. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye for now.